Shalom, Barakatah. This is High Priest Kal Halal, love the law. Back with another video lesson, giving all our praises, honor, and glory to the Most High God, Yahweh Akkad, Yahweh alone, Yahweh only. No Bahashem. Understand that? All right. Now, the title of today's video lesson is Proof. The Sabbath is required in exile. Yeah, this is the proof. Proof. The Sabbath is required in exile, or it ain't no coming out of exile. It's just that simple. Now, I just released a book called Proof of the Truth. It's a phenomenal book. It's a great masterpiece. Go and pick it up right now on Amazon.com. It's a realistic book, a non-fictional book, destroying the biggest fictional book in the world, destroying the biggest idolatrous book in the world, the so-called New Testament. With the book, Proof of the Truth, we completely shatter the Christological lens that's over the so-called Old Testament. With our book, Proof of the Truth, we completely annihilate the Christianity, Hebrewanity, false doctrine that says every Old Testament prophecy is about JC Idle Shy. With Proof of the Truth, we prove with scripture galore that none of the Old Testament prophecies are about JC Idle Shy. All praises be to the Most High God. From the Most High God to me to you. Proof of the Truth. Go and pick it up on Amazon.com. It's available right now. All praises be to the Most High God, Yahweh Akkad. With this book, Proof of the Truth, you're completely bulletproof, completely cut proof. You can start YOZ camps in the streets with this. You can start YOZ congregations online. And you can stand up and teach with confidence and be ready for the Christian lights to come with their favorite line. Who is that in the scriptures? And you can prove that it's not about JC Idle Shy. And I also arm you with a few nuclear bombs. Yeah, nuclear bombs. Them one-hitter quitters that you can drop on them on offense and completely shut them down in biblical debates. Like, right, all praises be to the Most High God, Yahweh Akkad. Yeah, that's right. Go and pick up that book, Proof of the Truth, available right now on Amazon.com. Now, back to the video lesson. Proof, the Sabbath is required in exile, or it ain't no coming out of exile. Yeah, it's just that simple. Just like all of my video lessons. It's oh so simple, right? Even the simple can understand it. I break it down so precisely. I break it down to little baby mush so that the baby can just swallow it without even having to chew it. Like, right? So all praises be to the Most High God. If you can't understand this, you completely GOZ-ified. Because GOZ is a bunch of donkeys, a bunch of idiots, a bunch of evil clowns. Like, right, profaning the Sabbath and teaching other men to do so. Profaning the Sabbath, deceiving the people. They have no understanding. They don't delight in no understanding. And I buried those cockroaches. But I said, you know what? I got to come back. I got to come back because the Spirit is on me, showing me new things in the scriptures. Well, not new to me, but just bringing them back to my remembrance, showing me these things. And like Jeremiah said, the word of God is like a fire shut up in my bones. I just can't keep my mouth closed. I gotta speak on it. And I care about the people so much. And I know that GOZ is leading the people to destruction. The destruction of their souls. Right? And I always said that I'm in this to save souls. I'm not in this to make $1. So you ain't gotta pay no $5 to watch my videos. right? You got to pay $5 over there to the $5 Indians over there at GOZ to watch a video that's supposed to be godly and a message from God, but you got to pay in order to listen to it. Even in the Christianity church, you don't literally have to pay to hear the message, right? You can still hear the message without dropping anything in the collection plate, but not over there at GOZ. It's locked. You can't watch the video unless you give them a $5 holla. The $5 holla crew, the $5 Indians over there. $5. Hurry up and buy. $5 video lesson. Hurry up and buy. GOZ, man. Goofy's obviously zesty, super zesty and perverted. You know, playing porn audio in a godly presentation. Yeah, you heard that right, man. It's straight smut over there that they putting out, man. GOZ is playing porn audio in a godly presentation. You know the Most High God is not with them, man. That's vile and foul, completely disgusting. They're perverted and perverse and wayward. They're twisted. You know, like I said, they already backslid. They just don't want to let go of the donation. So it's like a side hustle to them, you know. Bez of GOZ is highly disrespectful to the Most High God. That is completely low. I mean, what you do in your own spare time, you know, in your own personal time, that's between you and the Most High. But you going as far as playing porn audio in a godly presentation and deliver it to the saints, deliver it to the Most High God's congregation, you're next level twisted. I don't know if that ever has been done before. Why would you do that? You're playing the audio of a woman masturbating. That is completely out of line in a godly presentation. That's how you know the Most High God is not over there. You think the Most High God is condoning that? You must be Mr. Real Drunk. You know, Mr. Real Drunk running his raggedy ass mouth. He looked like he raw dog prostitutes. You know, man, get up out of here, bruh, with all of that sensitive stuff that you on, man. Damn, man, where's your zeal? Man, I'm tired of you weak-ass suckers with no zeal for the Most High God. Where's your zeal for the Most High God? Don't you ever take the side of a man over the Most High God. What the hell is wrong with you, boy? You better sit your slow ass down if you ain't standing up for the Most High God. Talking about you Mr. Real Talk. You Mr. Real Fake, you Mr. Real Drunk, and you Mr. Real Slow with your slow-ass face acting like you don't know that this is a life or death issue. Yeah, this is a salvation or destruction issue. So go on with all of that effeminate ass energy talking about love your brother. Where's the love in your brother? When your brother is leading the children of Israel to destruction. Y'all dumb as fuck. Yeah, and all of you other groupies over there, all groupified, mummified, and hypnotized, following after GOZ is going to get put to death, because that's witchcraft that they teaching up over there at GOZ. Yeah, that's witchcraft. Rebellion is as the sin of witchcraft, and that's witchcraft trying to teach the people to profane the Sabbath. What you think a blessing is going to come from that? You all warped in the mind. You's a sucker, boy. Y'all dumb as fuck. Isaiah 1:3. The ox knoweth his owner, and the ass his master's crib, but Israel does not know. My people does not consider. You don't know the Most High God. The Most High God is not the Christian God. The Most High God is not that fictional character over there in the New Testament. The Most High God is a serious God. The Most High God is a wrathful God. The Most High God hates sinners. Yeah, and the Most High God is going to pay you back to your face. Understand that. You's a sucker, bitch. Yeah, come on, gather together. Let's take our argument to the presence of the Most High God and see whose side the Most High God is on. Is there a death penalty for keeping the Sabbath? No, there's a death penalty for breaking the Sabbath. When the Most High God tell you to tell him the definition of perpetual, are you going to try to finesse the Most High God? Let's see what the Most High God says about your rebellious ass brother. Do he say, love your rebellious brother, just love your brother, try to understand your rebellious brother? Exodus 32:26. Then Moses stood in the gate of the camp and said, who is on Yahweh's side? Yeah, that's what I want to know. Who is on Yahweh's side? Then Moses stood in the gate of the camp and said, who is on Yahweh's side? Let him come unto me. And all the sons of Levi gathered themselves together unto him. And he said unto them, thus says Yahweh, God of Israel, put every man his sword by his side and go in and out from gate to gate throughout the camp and slay every man his brother and every man his companion and every man his neighbor. This is how the Most High God feel about your rebellious ass brother. And the children of Levi did according to the word of Moses, and there fell of the people that day about 3,000 men. For Moses has said, consecrate yourselves today to Yahweh, even every man upon his son and upon his brother, that he may bestow upon you a blessing this day. There's a blessing for cutting down these rebellious so-called brothers. It's a blessing in that. And the Most High God is going to put GOZ to death for this witchcraft that they teaching, disrespecting the Most High God. How you going to disrespect the Most High God and cross out the name of the Most High God? You crossing out the YOZ logo like you don't know that that Y stands for Yahweh and you going to cross it out? You can't cross out the Most High God, Yahweh. Bez, you highly disrespectful to the Most High God. You's a sucker, bitch. What you think, that I don't got no folks in Seattle? That I won't bounce out in Seattle and bliss your camp 20 deep and make you shit yourself, Bez? Bez, I'll slap the beard off your face and have you looking like bald chin Zanron. And I'm going to watch that roly-poly Joshua the Canaanite with his fat, greasy, musty ass run, but his fat, greasy, musty ass ain't going to get too far. And right in your face, Bez, I'm going to grab your wife by her throat and take the lollipop out my mouth and stick it in her mouth. Understand that? The Most High God is going to put your ass to death and make your wife my wife, and I'm going to have her rubbing my feet in the kingdom. Understand that? In rag clothes. Yeah, I'm going to have her massaging my feet. And I'm going to grab her nose with my toes while I'm in my royal robe. Understand that? All praises be to the Most High God, Yahweh Akah. Yeah, I'm going to treat your wife real bad. And Zanron, don't nobody want your ugly ass wife, man. So don't even get to crying, man. Don't even get to boo-hooing, man. You know what I'm saying? If the Most High God try to give me Zamron's wife, that's when I will know that God has a sense of humor. You's a sucker, bitch. Now, man, let's get to the presentation. You know, proof the Sabbath is required in exile. Yeah, this is the proof. Let's go to Proverbs 15 and 29. Suckers be burning me up, man. You know, Proverbs 15 and 29. Yahweh is far from the wicked, but he heareth the prayer of the righteous. Weak ass Bez, aka ass, the donkey. Ass is gonna say, all we can do is pray. All we can do is acknowledge our sin and pray. and then you get up off of your knees, you come up out of prayer, and then go back to just sinning. That's wicked. Yahweh is far from the wicked, but he hear the prayers of the righteous. What make you righteous? Keeping the commandments. The Sabbath is part of the commandments. We got to run through this once again. Follow me. I make it so easy. Sometimes I trip and stumble on how easy I'm making it because I got to dumb it down and I have to grind. I have to grind the scriptures up to a little baby mush so that I can feed it to these babies without them chewing it. All you got to do is just mush it around your mouth and swallow it. And that gets a little frustrating and difficult sometimes, you know what I'm saying? You know, I'm way up here. I got to come way down here on your level and feed you this simple stuff. It's simple already, and I got to make it even more simple for you, for all of you slow folks out there and all of you slow pokes. You know what I'm saying? Come on now, man. Deuteronomy 6:25. And it shall be our righteousness if we observe to do all these commandments before Yahweh our God, as he has commanded us. Exactly. This is the standard of righteousness. This is how the Most High God is judging the world, by who's keeping the commandments. Who's keeping the commandments? They are righteous. Who is not keeping the commandments? They are wicked. So y'all saying that we can't keep the Sabbath when the Sabbath makes you holy, it sets you apart from the rest of the world. So you're just out there in the world doing what the world do. Right? You was a sucker, man. Let's go to Psalms 34:15. The eyes of Yahweh are upon the righteous, and his ears are open unto their cry. Those that keep the commandments are righteous. So if you're keeping the commandments, then the Most High God is hearing you. So, on the contrary, if you're not keeping the commandments, you're not righteous, and the Most High God is not hearing your cry. This is simple stuff. The face of Yahweh is against them that do evil, to cut off the remembrance of them from the earth. Yeah, GOZ is getting cut off from the earth. The righteous cry, and Yahweh heareth, and delivereth them out of all their troubles. So deliverance is coming to the righteous. Who are the righteous? Those that keep the commandments, and that's law. Understand that. Y'all better be grateful I'm teaching y'all this. Be grateful for the true servants of the Most High God that don't serve the Most High God with just lip service. Isaiah 29:13. That's what GOZ is doing. Serving the Most High God with lip service. Isaiah 29:13. Wherefore, Yahweh said, for as much as this people draw near me with their mouth and with their lips do honor me, but have removed their heart far from me, and their fear toward me is taught by the precept of men. Cherry picking. Trying to go precept upon precept with your cherry pickings, creating a false doctrine. Y'all was on fire for that Christian idol, though. Y'all was on fire for that fake Messiah. But you get up over here in the Tanakh only community and say you can't keep the Sabbath. But when you was a Christian light, you was keeping the Sabbath. Y'all some suckers. Therefore, behold, I will proceed to do a marvelous work among this people, even a marvelous work and a wonder, for the wisdom of their wise men shall perish, and the understanding of their prudent men shall be hid. That's what's going on with GOZ. Their understanding is hid. Why? Because they think that they can serve the Most High God with lip service. They have removed their hearts far from the Most High God. Yeah. Let's see what happens when you remove yourself from the Most High God. Psalms 73 and 27. For lo, they that are far from thee shall perish. Thou hast destroyed all them that go a-whoring from you. Yeah, that's all y'all doing is serving the Most High God with lip service. GOZ, they been backslid. They backslid a long time ago. They just don't want to let go of the donation money from the congregation. So as a side hustle, they read the Bible live. That's all it is. They're not keeping the commandments. They're not keeping the commandments. They're not really righteous. They're putting on a facade, an illusion of righteousness by just reading the Bible. Anybody can just read the Bible. A lot of atheists done read the Bible. For lo, they that are far from thee shall perish. Thou hast destroyed all them that go a-whoring from thee. Once again, the Most High God is calling GOZ some whores. Here, you are serving Lucifer, knowingly or unknowingly. When you are in lawlessness, you're serving Lucifer. You got finesse. You're trying to finesse the people because Lucifer, the spiritual demon Lucifer, finessed you. Made you a whore. Yeah. Lucifer made you a whore. He got you bent over backwards and bent over frontwards. You know? You're a whore for Lucifer. Because Lucifer doesn't have any laws. Right? Lucifer, he don't teach to keep the Sabbath. None of these idols teach to keep the Sabbath. So y'all just like idolaters. Right? Yeah. Rebellion is as the sin of witchcraft and idolatry. You know what the scripture says. Understand that. Now, we finna prove the Sabbath is required in exile. Listen up. This is the proof. Proof. The Sabbath is to be kept in exile. Let's go to Leviticus 23 and 3. Leviticus chapter 23, verse 3. 6 days shall work be done, but the seventh day is the Sabbath of rest. Exactly. We don't read about Saturdays in the scriptures. The word Saturday is not in the scripture. The word Sunday is not in the scriptures. It's not in the Bible. What we read in the Bible is 6 days shall work be done, but the seventh day is the Sabbath. The Most High God is dealing with us here in this spiritual wilderness, face to face. That means one-on-one. That means every man's Sabbath won't be the same if the Most High God is dealing with you face to face right now in the wilderness, trying you. Work out your own salvation. You better not listen to GOZ. The Most High God is trying to see What are you going to do? The Most High God is dealing with you face to face, one-on-one, as I brought out in the previous lesson about this issue. Pay attention. This is serious. This is real. And everybody here in America get at least one off day. It's required. It's required by law, by the labor laws here in America. Okay? So 6 days shall work be done. But the seventh day is the Sabbath of rest. Rest. It's not hard. Keep the Sabbath. In holy convocation, ye shall do no work therein. It is the Sabbath of Yahweh in all your dwellings. In all your dwellings. Wherever you live. Yeah. The NLT says, wherever you live. Where are you living at now? Are you living? Are you living somewhere? Of course, you're alive. So where are you living? You're living here in America. So it shall be kept wherever you live, in all your dwellings, not just in the land of Israel. And we're going to keep proving this. Understand that. Right? Talking about there's 8 different Sabbaths. Which one is honored? The Most High God is dealing with you face to face. The Most High God is dealing with you one-on-one. So everybody's Sabbath is not going to look the same or be on the same schedule here when the Most High God is dealing with you one-on-one. When the Most High God is dealing with you face to face, right? Right. Understand that. Right? Now we're going to go to Isaiah 56. And I brought this out first. And then Gadal brought it out. You know, it's published. Yeah. In my video lesson, OT only Israelites Gentile salvation doctrine, I brought this out and I touched on it briefly. And then Gadal brought it out. And that's good, right? Because Gadal cremated these suckers at GOZ. Yeah, right? I buried them, but Gadal dug their ass back up and cremated them. And now what I'm doing, I'm just taking their ashes with this video lesson and feeding it to the hogs. Yeah. I'm feeding the hogs with the ashes of GOZ. Understand that. Now let's break this down. Isaiah 56 and 6. It says, also the sons of the stranger, right? Now, primarily this is talking about the bloodline authentic Gentiles. But secondly, it's talking about the children of Israel. Okay? The Gentiles that are in their land, right? Sons of the stranger. Okay? Also, the sons of the stranger that join themselves to Yahweh to serve him and to love the name of Yahweh. To be his servants, every one that keepeth the Sabbath from polluting it, and taketh hold of my covenant. You hear that, Zamron the degenerate? This is how you be the Most High God's servant. The Most High God's servants are keeping his Sabbath. You're not the servant of the Most High God. Zamron, Bez, Joshua the Canaanite, y'all are servants of Lucifer. Straight suckers, straight reprobates. Dead. Also, the sons of the stranger, right? Now, secondly, this is about Israel, but primarily This is about the Gentiles in their land, keeping the Sabbath in their land. If they can keep the Sabbath in their land, and we are in their land in exile, then we can keep the Sabbath in exile. Also, the sons of the stranger that join themselves to Yahweh to serve him and to love the name of Yahweh, to be his servants, everyone that keepeth the Sabbath from polluting it and taketh hold of my covenant. Okay? So when we are in a strange land, we become strangers. When we are exiled, when the Israelites are exiled from the land of Israel, we become strangers. Yes. Let's go and get that. Let's go and prove that. Obadiah 1, verse 12. Obadiah chapter 1, verse 12. But thou shouldest not have looked on the day of thy brother in the day that he became a stranger. In the day he became a stranger. So when we are taken into exile, we become strangers. Because we're strangers in that land. We're strangers to that land. Let's go to Genesis. Genesis. Yeah. Right? I know they hating this. Genesis 15:3. And he said unto Abram, know of a surety that thy seed shall be a stranger in a land that is not theirs, and shall serve them, and they shall afflict them 400 years. So when we go back here, okay, Isaiah 56:6, also the sons of the stranger, so we're a stranger in a land that's not ours, right? And this is twofold. This is also about the natural strangers that's in their own land, the foreigners, the Gentiles. But secondly, this is also about when Israel becomes a stranger in a land that's not ours. Also, the sons of the stranger that join themselves to Yahweh to serve him and to love the name of Yahweh, to be his servants, everyone that keepeth the Sabbath from polluting it and taketh hold of my covenant. That's a cut. Even them will I bring to my holy mountain. So they're not in Israel if they have to be brought to his holy mountain. Okay? They're in a strange land keeping the Sabbath. They're in exile keeping the Sabbath. For all of you slow tardies out there. Even them will I bring to my holy mountain and make them joyful in my house of prayer. Their burnt offerings and their sacrifices shall be accepted upon my altar, for my house shall be called an house of prayer for all people. Right? Willingly or forcibly. You're going to serve the Most High God. Yahweh God, which gathereth the outcasts of Israel. Right? There you go. There you have it. Outcast from the land. That's how you be an outcast. When you're outcast from the land. And in order to be gathered, you're gathered back to the land. Right? So obviously, they're not gathered, if they have to be gathered, right? They're not in their land if they're outcast, right? Yahweh God, which gathereth the outcasts of Israel, saith, yet will I gather others to him beside those that are gathered unto him. So there you go. Proof. The Sabbath is to be kept in exile, but we're going to go even deeper. Understand that. Now, let's go to Ezekiel. Ezekiel 11 and 16. Yeah, I gotta say that I brought it out, because if I don't say that I brought it out, man, these suckers be trying to say I'm not the high priest. So every opportunity, I gotta show them that I'm the high priest. And I'm not saying that they discredit me, but they forget to credit me. So I gotta sometimes go over and take the credit out their pocket and give all praises to the Most High God, Yahweh Kai. You know what I'm saying? I'm the one that the Most High God is dealing with. I'm bringing all of this stuff out first. Yeah. Ezekiel 11 and 16. Therefore say, thus says Yahweh God, although I have cast them far off, the outcast. You're out of the land. You're cast out. Outcast. Although I have cast them far off among the heathen, and although I have scattered them among the countries, yet will I be to them as a little sanctuary in the countries where they shall come. We don't have a temple. We have a temple that performs sacrifices. The priesthood is dead. Man, y'all some suckers. He just said it right here. Yet will I be to them as a little sanctuary in the countries where they shall come. Well, how do we perform sacrifices in this little sanctuary of the Most High? Right? Let's help these manipulators out. Because when you go here, this is where y'all go to tell the Christian lights you don't need a sacrifice, and this is your sacrifice, right? Hosea 14 and 1. O Israel, return unto Yahweh your God, for thou hast fallen by your iniquity. Take with you words and turn to Yahweh. Say unto him, take away all iniquity and receive us graciously. So will we render the calves of our lips. So if you're so hung up on a sacrifice on the Sabbath, here's your sacrifice. So now keep the Sabbath and render the offerings of your lips, the calves of your lips. This is the sacrifice. And y'all will use this to confound Christians and say, this is our sacrifice. We don't need JC as our sacrifice. This is our sacrifice. But this is not your sacrifice when it comes to keeping the Sabbath. Y'all are manipulators, dishonest, disingenuous. Y'all are scammers. Y'all are crooks, criminals, rebellious, damn wizards, sorcerers, with all of this trickery. So this is your sacrifice when You're debating the Christians to say you don't need JC, but in order for you to actually do something like keep the Sabbath, this is not your sacrifice. Damn wicked ass hypocrites. Is it your sacrifice or is it not your sacrifice? Because you tell the Christians that this is your sacrifice. But when it comes to the Sabbath, you need a physical sacrifice now. When the Most High God is telling you it's more spiritual now. Because he's the little sanctuary that's among us. He's with us. So in the spirit, we get into the spirit and render these calves of our lips as sacrifices to the Most High God. Understand that. Right? And keep the Sabbath. Now you can keep the Sabbath. Right? But you don't want to keep the Sabbath. Let's go over here. Let's put the nail in the coffin. Isaiah 58 and 13. Isaiah 58 and 13. If thou turn away your foot from the Sabbath, from doing your pleasures on my holy day, and call the Sabbath a delight, the holy of Yahweh honorable, and shall honor him, not doing your own ways, nor finding your own pleasure, nor speaking your own words. You hear that, GOZ? Keep the Sabbath. If you keep the Sabbath, he says, if thou turn away your foot from the Sabbath, from doing your pleasures, not keeping it, doing whatever you want on the Sabbath, on my holy day, and call the Sabbath a delight, the holy of Yahweh honorable, and shall honor him, not doing your own ways, nor finding your own pleasure, nor speaking your own words. Then shalt thou delight thyself in Yahweh, and I will cause you to ride upon the high places of the earth, and feed thee with the heritage of Jacob your father, for the mouth of Yahweh has spoken it. There you go. If you keep the Sabbath, the Most High God will bring you into the land, the heritage of Jacob. So you're cast out in exile. And he said, if you keep the Sabbath, then he will feed you with the heritage of Jacob. What's the heritage of Jacob? The land of Israel. The land. Right? The land. Well, let's go and prove that. The heritage of Jacob, man. Back to Genesis. Right? 28 and 13. And behold, Yahweh stood above it and said, I am Yahweh, God of Abraham, your father, and the God of Isaac. The land whereon thou liest, to you will I give it, and to your seed, to you will I give it, and to your seed. The land whereon thou liest, to you will I give it, and to thy seed. And thy seed shall be as the dust of the earth, and thou shalt spread abroad to the west, and to the east, and to the north, and to the south. and in thee, and in thy seed, shall all the families of the earth be blessed. Now, how can that be? Because the Israelites are teaching the whole earth to keep the commandments. That's what the seed of Jacob is for. So that's from the west to the east to the north to the south. The whole earth, we're like the dust of the earth, spread abroad from the west to the east to the north to the south, teaching the whole world to keep the commandments. And the Sabbath is part of the commandments. That's how they're going to be blessed. How else do you think they're going to be blessed? If they keep the commandments. So, of course, they can keep the Sabbath out of the land of Israel. The whole earth don't live in the land of Israel. They're going to be blessed by keeping the commandments, keeping the Sabbath. These guys are dumb. And behold, I am with you and will keep you in all places whither thou goest, and will bring you again into this land. For I will not leave you until I have done that which I have spoken to you of. Right? The land. The land is the heritage. He said in Isaiah 58:14, he will feed you with the heritage of Jacob, your father, if you keep the Sabbath. Right? That's out of the land. Right? Because he's already feeding you with the land if you're living in the land, reaping the benefits of the land. Come on now. Don't be slow. Let's go to Genesis 35:12 to further prove it. And the land which I give Abraham and Isaac, to you will I give it, and to your seed after thee will I give the land. The land is the heritage. The Most High God is saying, keep the Sabbath in exile, and he's going to bring you into the land of Israel, feed you with the heritage of Jacob, the land. You're not going to be brought in the land and feeding off the land if you're not keeping the Sabbath. Understand that. Let's go to further prove it. The heritage is the land. Genesis 48:3. And Jacob said unto Joseph, God Almighty appeared unto me at Luz in the land of Canaan and blessed me, and said unto me, behold, I will make you fruitful and multiply you, and I will make of you a multitude of people, and will give this land to your seed after you for an everlasting possession. Right? So the land is still ours, even though the Edomites is occupying the land right now. And the Edomites are occupying the land, and that's according to prophecy. Right? So you put it together who the Edomites are. Right? Now let's go to further prove it. The land is the heritage of Jacob. Jeremiah 30:2. Thus speaketh Yahweh, God of Israel, saying, write thee, all the words that I have spoken unto you in a book. For lo, the days come, says Yahweh, that I will bring again the captivity of my people Israel and Judah, says Yahweh, and I will cause them to return to the land that I gave to their fathers, and they shall possess it. Their fathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. All right. So the heritage is the land. You understand that? You damn underpaid porn stars, man. Y'all sick and perverted and warped. How you put a porn audio in a godly presentation? Ugh. That's distasteful and disgraceful. You sick. He's a pervert. He took his favorite porn audio and put it in a godly presentation. This guy. No respect, man. Straight blasphemous. No class. This dude ain't got no class. No morals. He stands on no solid principles. Just rebellious and lawless. Look at this lawless behavior, man. Now, when we go back here, let's go back. Isaiah 58:13. What's the Most High God is saying? If thou turn away thy foot from the Sabbath, from doing your pleasures on my holy day, and call the Sabbath a delight, the holy of Yahweh honorable, and shall honor him, not doing thine own ways, nor finding thine own pleasures, nor speaking thy own words, then shalt thou delight thyself in Yahweh, and I will cause you to ride upon the high places of the earth, and feed thee with the heritage of Jacob, the land. And feed thee with the heritage of Jacob. Keep the Sabbath in exile, then he will bring you into the land where you can eat off the land of Jacob, Israel. That's a cut. That's a cut, boy. You know? Yeah, so now I just fed the GOZ ashes to the pigs. So now we just refer to GOZ as the swine. You know? Pig pen. The swine. Yeah, them just some fat black pigs up over there, man. You know? Joshua the Canaanite, Bez. Y'all really do look like fat black pigs, though. You're swine. You know what I mean? Zamron, man, you just looking nasty with a bald butt chin. You know what I'm saying, man? Grow some hair on your fucking face, man. Yeah, man, we out, man. You know, cause I'm really vexed. Yeah, man, I'm vexed, man. You know, disrespecting my God, the Most High God, Yahweh. Y'all some suckers. But it's YOZ to the saints are free. Yeah, it's YOZ to the saints are free. It's not GOZ till we free. Man, that's a knockoff, man. You know what I'm saying? You got to come up over here to YOZ to get the double stitch. Yeah, that's right, man. It's YOZ to the saints are free. You know, but the sweetheart R&B singer Zamron, he swagger jacked me, but he don't know that it's a certain amount of words that gotta go into a sentence to make a bar, right? So he's talking about GOZ till we free. That don't even sound right, man. It's YOZ till the saints are free. That's a bar. Y'all up over there, man, with a half a bar, man, knocked off, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? And then y'all mocking me with it, though. You know, you take my slogan and then you mock me with it. And now you just, you know, posting it everywhere. You know, you make a logo of it, GOZ till we free. Man, let it go down in history, man. It's in the record books that GOZ they learned up under YOZ, and then they branched off because they wanted to teach lawlessness. I kicked them out the YOZ school because they wanted to teach lawlessness and witchcraft, profaning the Sabbath, speaking against the Most High God Yahweh, serving the spiritual demon Lucifer, GOZ, bunch of sorcerers. All right? And that's it, man. And if you continue to follow him, you're going to be destroyed. You continue to follow GOZ, following Lucifer, you're going to be destroyed. And that's it. I just proved through the power and the spirit of the Most High God that you have to keep the Sabbath in exile. It's the only way you're going to get back to the land. There you go. I just proved you can keep the Sabbath in exile. There you go. And we're giving all praises to the Most High God, Yahweh God.
Baby, living that satellite, baby. Baby, keeping the laws of God, let him keep hating. Living that satellite, and it feels so amazing, baby. YOZ, the mighty YOZ.